What's going on, you guys? This is Aaron from Untitled Chapter and welcome to the video. In this video, we're talking all about the volatility in the markets. Is it crashing? My opinion as to why I think it's crashing. 2 reasons. We're going to be talking about that in depth in this video, along with covering all of our favorite stocks and 5 potential stocks that I'm looking at for swing trades. Now, you guys know, for the most part, I like to hold stocks long term, taking a little bit off the top in certain scenarios where I see a new opportunity, but for the most part, I like to hold long. Now, it is fun to talk about potential swing trades, make predictions. That's what YouTube's all about. A lot of, financial YouTubers love to talk about that. So we're going to talk about that as well in this video, buying the dip and all of that good stuff. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Last but not least, we did finally interview JR. We're going to have that interview out for you soon. And I got to say, guys, I am pretty excited. This was one of my favorite interviews. So we will be talking all about that, dropping the video. After I drop it, I'll also talk about my opinion on the content and MindMed, and I gotta say I'm pretty excited. So that's all good news. We are dropping a few more videos. Core 1 had a really great day. We dropped 2 videos on Core 1 yesterday, so take a look at that. And yeah, let's get straight into it. Of course, if you do support me in the channel and all the videos, then kindly explode that like button. It takes just 1 second of your time, and it helps my videos so very much, along with cashing that subscribe button and ringing the market bell for notifications. And I sound like a broken record, and I don't know what's wrong with the algorithm, but let's get this channel to 32,000 subscribers. Departure Stocks is growing nicely, but anyways, guys, a few comments. Comment of the day. I feel the drop yesterday was a massive panic sell, but we held strong for payoffs in the end. Would love to win some MindMed merch. I will be announcing new winners. One of the last draws this Friday, so that's actually tomorrow. V Volco sounds like a bit of a pant load. Appreciate the efforts, man, more than you know. Thanks a lot for the support. Hey, can you look at Green Lane Renewables? I think it could be a good renewable natural gas play. We covered that when it was below $1. I'm pretty sure we interviewed their CEO, so it has been a very good stock. Brady Loneheart, I remember you had mentioned you were looking at Cybin a while ago. Don't worry, bro. Real, recognize real. Don't know what is slimy about buying a stock after doing your due diligence. Yeah, I mean, that was my argument. I didn't get how that's slimy. I've talked about Cybin so many times, and saying I finally bought it, I mean, to each their own. Everyone has the right to their own opinion, though. But if I feel like I don't agree, then I'm gonna, say something about it. Some interesting comments for one of our awesome subscribers, Dilshir Singh, who also, I believe, has a lot of MindMed. So, or so he says. Obviously, I believe you. I want to believe you. But we got this comment here saying that he bought 60,000 shares of Core 1 Labs. So if that's true, man, you got some pretty big money to play around with, and I wish you all the best. Once again, these are sponsored videos. Just note that. Please note that these are sponsored videos. This is not financial advice. Always do your own research and due diligence. I will stress that. But yeah, I mean, I'm happy to bring to your attention to add onto your watch list new and exciting companies. That's what Departures Capital is all about. Not all of them win. Some of them win big. We did bring you guys MindMed. So yeah. Anyways, let's get into the news now. So the Dow slumps as bulls scatter on sudden spike in U.S. yields. So the Nasdaq is down 3.55% as tech continues to get hammered. The S&P 500 down 2.46%, and the Dow down a full 2% now. So let's see what they're talking about. So the Dow slumped Thursday, paced by a rout in tech stocks as a sudden spike in U.S. government bond yields on fears of faster inflation spooked investors and prompted them to rein in their bullish bets on stocks. So that brings us to my first point when it comes to this market crash. Over the long term, I mean, we had this sudden, breakout in terms of 10-year yields. Like, the yield absolutely spiked like crazy today, up 12%. We're above 1.55. We're above 1.5% on the US 10-year. Now, the reason why I think that this is unsustainable, well, we've been rallying for a while. We're breaking out, but at the same time, the US is piling on more and more and more debt. So I don't think that the yield on the 10-year is going to be able to climb that dramatically. We are seeing an obvious breakout, and it's been climbing for quite some time since we cratered there around 0.5%. But if you look at the 5-year chart, I think we are going to run into some pretty hefty resistance. So we'll see what happens, guys. My first reason why I don't think the market is going to continue to crash is I don't think that yields are going to continue to spike for a long time. They might spike, 1.6, 1.7. I'm not sure if we'll get to 2%, but I just don't think that they will let them spike that much because the U.S. has so much debt. So that's my first reason. Second reason is, we've got stimulus on the way. So with stimulus on the way, a lot of people are going to have that cash to buy the dip. And, this is creating a really nice dip. Also, I did read somewhere that hundreds of billions of dollars of that stimulus check, investors and people have already said that they're going to be putting that directly into the stock market. So that's one good thing. Two good things. And then third, I really think this whole GME thing is kind of once again fueling, concern. Hedge funds shifting around funds, and also not just GameStop, but above and beyond GameStop. I mean, tech is selling off, but at the same time, you probably have investors selling some growth. Not to say that tech isn't growth, but various other growth sectors, and potentially buying the dip for tech. So it's kind of funny. Sometimes the safe haven sectors will sell off less than the speculative sectors, but sometimes they'll sell off more to buy the dip in growth stocks. So safe havens don't always perform, exactly how we want them to. So let's take a look now at gold and silver. So of course we're getting a sell-off for gold and silver, equally down 1.5%. So basically nowhere is safe in the market unless you're holding cash, which is not really safe in the long term. But this volatility definitely, in my opinion, does present an opportunity. So now let's get into some of our favorite stocks. I do want to talk quickly a little bit about Kitco Gold. So Goldman Sachs still sees upside for gold, but lowers their forecast on the yellow metal. So I wanted to say that they lowered their forecast to 2,000 from 2,300. This is about 11% above where gold futures currently trade today. Well, now 12%. Goldman Sachs cut the forecast, pointing to a rotation into riskier assets as a reason for the metal's underperformance. Bitcoin, we saw all that stuff. So this is the catalyst that could take the gold price to 2,100 after the sell-off. So I just want to read, what ANZ has to say, and that is Australian and New Zealand banking group. So the real instigator of another leg up in the prices will be the expectation around inflation, and certainly that is something that is rising heads of late. We are starting to see energy prices rise. Freight container rates and shipping costs are also rising quite strongly. We saw PPI in China pick up recently. There is some concern that higher prices will start to manifest itself through the global supply chain as the global economy improves. So we'll see if that happens, guys. I did want to quickly note that when it comes to gold prices. So Rio Tinto is one of the hottest mining stocks right now. That's more so, due to their exposure to copper, I believe. Producing iron ore, copper, diamonds, gold, and uranium. So wow, there's right there, it's pretty self-explanatory why this stock is doing so good. So now let's take a look at some stocks that I'm looking at. Of course, GameStop. I'm not looking at GameStop, but we're just looking at it on the screen. I'm not looking to partake in this rally or whatever the heck is happening right now. And that rolled over pretty fast today. We were up almost 100%, I believe, again, but now we're cooling off a little bit. Let's take a look at the NASDAQ. The NASDAQ's down over 3%. As we can see here, guys, where are we going to find some support for the NASDAQ? I think the next stop is 13,000. 13,000 might be an interesting place to look at. That is over 1,000 points lower, and that's a pretty decent correction. So let's see what else we're looking at. Gold, $17.71, down $26 per ounce, or 1.45%. Silver down respectively, basically the same amount, 1.5%. Still very excited about the dip in those stocks. We do have Gatos Silver declining, Aftermath Silver, Silvercrest Metals, Discovery Metals. So I really would love to buy the dip in some of my favorite gold and silver stocks, but right now growth is just too enticing to me. One stock I was looking at very closely was Jaguar Mining, down another 5.26%. The yield is climbing very dramatically, well over 3%, almost 3.5% today. So now let's take a look at the charts for MindMed, and we are down 9.96%, almost 10% today. So we'll see where we close at. We've got about 11 minutes left in trade. So it's a very, very red day, definitely for MindMed in the psychedelic sector. It's not the only stock. Next is down 5.29%. Else Nutrition doing pretty good today, only down 1.57%. Tat Lifestyle and Wellness down 4.46%. Core 1 had a very great day, up 2.56% despite the red day. Tesla's down 7.56%. We've got Red Light Holland down 4%. I did actually add that to the portfolio today, so that was an interesting one. And yeah, so that's pretty much it, guys, for the video. I wanted to make this short and sweet, as I do have another interview on the way really soon. So this video is literally probably going to be one of our shortest market minutes, but I just wanted to say a few more things. You know, the volatility right now is not really scaring me, just because I can see, you know, stimulus on the horizon. With that being said, you know, getting into that mentality of buying the dip regardless of what happens or why it happens is not necessarily a good idea. So I'm not saying it's bad to buy the dip. You know, sometimes it's obviously good to buy the dip, and it's proven true so far. But always keep in the back of your mind, you know, why is the market dipping, and what is its plan or its path to recovery if you really feel like it's going to. If you don't feel like it's going to, then why are you buying the dip? Are you buying the dip because everyone else is buying the dip? So just some words of caution. You know, I don't know if those are words of wisdom, but if they end up being good advice, obviously not financial advice, then so be it. But anyways, I just wanted to say that that's my opinion. Drop your comments down below. Let me know what you guys personally think. Is the market going to continue to fall? You think it's going to crash? I personally don't think it's going to crash, but we may see more of a correction. But anyways, that's it for the video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. And always remember, Departures Capital and Departures stocks are for information, education, and entertainment purposes only. Don't buy or sell a stock because you heard it on here. Buy or sell a stock because you've done your research, you've done your thorough due diligence, and you make your own personal investment decision for yourself. This video is not financial advice. We'll see you guys in our next video.